Well, Jerry, thank you. I was asked by a couple of media organisations what was the mood like at this party this evening. I said, well, it was a bit of a mixture between joy and disbelief. There is still a level of disbelief, still 7 months later, that we actually won with Brexit. There's still, amongst campaigners, disbelief that Trump has won. And it's time now, please, to end that disbelief and to say, we did it! I spent most of my life in politics being regarded, I suppose, as the patron saint of lost causes. Having to spend several hours every day drowning my sorrows with English pints of beer, because that's all I ever did, if you read the British press. But I really believe this. Through most of my life, what happens in America in terms of social trends or developments, we follow 4 or 5 years later. America is the leader. Now, I would like to think, in my own little way, that what we did with Brexit was the beginning of what is going to turn out to be a global revolution, and that Trump's victory is a part of that. Now, I went to the Republican convention, as Phil mentioned, really for a bit of R&R, just to sort of get away from things. And the absolute truth of the story is that we'd been at the night of the Trump speech, and we'd been out to a bar afterwards to have drinks and a couple of ribs or whatever it was. And we got back to the hotel, it was 4 a.m. And I said to Andy Wigmore, I said, you know what? I've got a really good idea. Why don't we have just one more before we go to bed? At which we bump into the Mississippians, who are flying out at 7 the next morning and who have taken the mature adult decision that going to bed's a complete waste of time. And yeah, the rest is history. I came to Mississippi, I met Phil, I think there was a degree of collusion between the governor and Banks and Co. And before I knew it, Donald Trump was saying to me, now, when I get to this bit in my speech, I'll introduce you. I said, you serious? I said, you mean you're the warm-up act? And I came back, and this is now my 8th visit, I think, back to the States since Phil I came to Mississippi. And I have to say, at times, it wasn't necessarily that easy to be helping the Trump campaign. There were 1 or 2 low moments. But I think what's exciting is 2016 will be looked at in 10 years' time. It'll be looked at in 100 years' time. It'll be looked at as a year of a great pivot, of a great change. A year when nation-state democracy reasserted itself. A year when proper, decent values reasserted themselves. And I think through 2017, much of this revolution will continue across much of what is left of Mr. Juncker's European Union. Now, I will, of course, through 2017, continue as leader of a group in the European Parliament to make my useful, constructive and helpful speeches, and you can follow those as I go. But I'll tell you a funny thing in life is we all fight battles in our lives, and we all, have victories, and we all have failures. The odd thing is that after our victories, normally there isn't really time to celebrate, because we're moving on to the next battle. And what we've got tonight and what we've got tomorrow is actually a chance to reflect, is actually a chance to celebrate those amazing victories of 2016. And I agree with Trump. Brexit was great, but Trump becoming the president of the USA is Brexit plus, plus, plus. And he was right when he called it a movement, but a movement can't exist, a movement can't flourish without a leader. And Trump is the only person I've ever met in my life who makes me feel like an introvert. He is a larger-than-life personality. When he was given the rule book for how you run for president, he tore it up, he threw it out of the window. And I guess when I look back in years to come, perhaps the greatest joy of 2016 was that realization as state after state in the Midwest went red, just to see the faces of those CNN presenters wherever. Tomorrow at midday, swearing in as the most powerful man in the world will be this most extraordinary force of nature. Somebody and something that America and global politics has never seen before. Something that may occasionally have a rough edge, but whose instincts are absolutely right, and whose feeling with fellow Americans, ordinary people out there doing their best, is, I think, the closest this country has seen since Ronald Reagan. I believe he's going to make a very good president, and I'm proud to have played my part, not just in Brexit, but in helping this man become the 45th president of the United States of America. And all that is left, folks, is to have fun and have a good party. Thank you.
Once again, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.